This is a list of abbreviations used in a business of financial context. This list is incomplete, you can help by expanding it. Contents and NBSP. Top 09 0 to 9 1H first half 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 80/20ths for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. ADR, American Depositary Receipt. AI, Artificial Intelligence. AOP Adjusted Operating Profit. AOP Annual Operating Plan. AP Accounts Payable. ARPU Average Revenue Per User. ASP Average Selling Price. ASAP As Soon as Possible. Agency Agent Assistant AC Account. Afaik. As far as I know. BAU Business as usual. BEP, Break-even point. BIC, Bank Identifier Code. Building. BLS, Balance Sheet. BMC, Business Model Canvas. BOM, Bill of Materials. BPO, Business Process Outsourcing. BPR, Brief Project Report. BPV, Bank Payment Voucher. BRD Business Requirements Document. BRU Business Recovery Unit. BRV, Bank Receipt Voucher. BTW, by the way. B2B Business to Business. B2C Business to Consumer. B2G Business to Government. Busy Business. BUS. Business. CAGR Compound Annual Growth Rate. CAO Chief Administrative Officer or Chief Accounting Officer. CAPEX Capital Expenditure. CAPM Capital Asset Pricing Model. CBOE Chicago Board Options Exchange. CBOT Chicago Board of Trade. CDO Collateralized Debt Obligation or Chief Data Officer. CDM Change and Data Management. CD's Credit Default Swap. CEO Chief Executive Officer. COA Chart of Account. CFA Chartered Financial Analyst. CFD Contract for Difference. CFC Consumption of Fixed Capital. CFCT Cash Flow Cycle Time. CFM Certified Financial Manager. CFO Chief Financial Officer. CFS Consolidated Financial Statement. CIA Certified Internal Auditor. CIF Cost Insurance with Freight. CIMA Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. CIO Chief Information Officer, Chief Innovation Officer or Chief Investment Officer. CIP, Carriage and Insurance Paid. CISA Certified Information Systems Auditor. CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. CLA, Chief Legal Officer. CMA Certified Management Accountant. CMFB Committee on Monetary, Finance and Balance of Payments Statistics. CMO Chief Marketing Officer. COB Close of Business. COC Cost of Credit or Cost of Capital. COD Cost of Debt or Cash on Delivery. CO Center of Excellence or Cost of Equity. COGS Cost of Goods Sold. Corporation. CO Chief Operating Officer. CPA Certified Public Accountant. CPI Consumer Price Index. CPO Chief People Officer also Chief Procurement Officer. CPQ Configure, Price, Quote. CPU, Central Processing Unit. CSI, Corporate Social Investment. CSO Chief Security Officer. CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. CRM Customer Relationship Management. CVP Cost Volume Profit. CTA, Call to Action. CTO Chief Technology Officer. CX, Customer Experience. CXO, any Chief Officer, S, X being a placeholder. C2B, Consumer to Business. C&AMP, F Cost with Freight. CKM, Customer Knowledge Management. CTC, Cost to Company. CUSIP Number, Committee on Uniform Security Identification Procedures Number. CR, Credit. CA, Current Account. DDA, Depletion, Depreciation, Amortization. Department, Dispatch Information. DIFOT, Delivery in Full, On Time, a variant of On Time in Full. DIR, Director. Disc, Discount. DMA, Direct Market Access. DPO, Days Payable Outstanding. DR, Depositary Receipt. DSO, Days Sales Outstanding. DSP, Delivery Service Provider. DTP, Desktop Publishing. DVP, Delivery versus Payment. EAR, Effective Annual Rate. EAY, Effective Annual Yield. EBITDA, Earnings Before Interest and Taxes and Amortization. EBITDA, Earnings Before Interest, Taxes, Depreciation, and Amortization. ECB, European Central Bank. ECS, Electronic Clearing Service or Electronic Clearing System. EDI, Electronic Data Interchange. EFSM, European Financial Stabilization Mechanism. EFTPS, Electronic Funds Transfer at Point of Sale. EPS, Earnings Per Share. EXP, Export. EOB, End of Business. EOD, End of Day. EOM, End of Message. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. EDA, Estimated Time of Arrival. ETD, Estimated Time of Departure or Estimated Time of Delivery. EMI, Equated Monthly Installment. EPC, Export Promotion Council. ECGC, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. EXW, Xworks. FAB, Feature Advantage Benefits. FDP, Finance Department. FOB, Freight on Board. FIFO, First In, First Out. FinMin, Finance Minister. FinMin, Finance Minister. FL, Financial Leverage. FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. FP and AMP, A Financial Planning and AMP, Analysis. FPO, Follow on Public Offer. FIX, Financial Information Exchange. FSA, Financial Services Authority. FTE, Full-Time Equivalent. FV, Future Value. FX, Foreign Exchange Market. FI, Fiscal Year or Financial Year. FYA, For Your Action. FYI, For Your Information. FOC, Free of Cost. F/U, Follow Up. GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. GAAP, Generally Accepted Audit Standards. GDP, Gross Domestic Product. GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. GDR, Global Depository Receipt. GFCF, Gross Fixed Capital Formation. GL, General Ledger. GMV, Gross Merchandise Volume. GP, Gross Profit. GPO, Group Purchasing Organization. GRN, Goods Receipt Note. GRNI, Goods Receipt Not Invoiced. GSV, Gross Sales Value. GVC, Global Value Chain. GMROI, Gross Margin Return on Inventory Investment. G&AMP, A General and Administration Expense. Expenditures related to the day-to-day operations of a business. HMRC, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. HP, Hire Purchase. HQ Headquarters. HR, Human Resources. HRD, Human Resource Development. HS Code, Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System. IAS, International Accounting Standards. IBAN, International Bank Account Number. ICB, Industry Classification Benchmark. ICRM, Innovative Customer Relationship Management. IE, Interest Expense. IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. ILCOPIDENT Logic Systems Customer Loyalty Program. IMF, International Monetary Fund. IMP, Import. Inc. Incorporated. IoT, Internet of Things. IPO, Initial Public Offering. IPT, Item per Transaction. IR, Interest Rate, typically referring to an IR derivative product. IRS Internal Revenue Service. Internal Rate of Return. ISIN International Securities Identification Number. ISM Institute of Supply Management. ITT, Invitation to Tender. IYR in Year Revenue. J Journal. JIT, Just in Time. JIS, Just in Sequence. JST, Joint Supervisory Team. K is used as an abbreviation for 1,000. For example, $225,000 would be understood to mean $225,000, and $3,600 would be understood to mean $3,600. Multiple KS are not commonly used to represent larger numbers. In other words, it would look odd to use $1.2 KK to represent $1,200,000. K is used as an abbreviation for cost of equity, CO. K is the risk-adjusted, theoretical rate of return on a company's invested excess capital obtained through external investment S. Among other things, the value of K and the cost of debt, COD, enables management to arbitrate different forms of short and long-term financing for various types of expenditures. K applies most prominently to companies that regularly generate excess capital, free cash flow, cash on hand, from ongoing operations. Critically, in assessing a company's financial position, and reading its balance sheet, CO is distinguished from CAPEX, or costs associated with capital expenditures. K is most often used in the capital asset pricing model, CAPM, in which K equals RF plus, RMRF. In this equation, K, CO, equals the anticipated return from the difference, beta, of investment yields from a return based on market expectations, RM, and a risk-free rate, RF, such as treasury bills or bonds. KIBOR, Karachi Interbank Offered Rate. KPI Key Performance Indicator, a type of performance measurement. An organization may use KPIs to evaluate its success, or to evaluate the success of a particular activity in which it is engaged. KYC Know Your Customer refers to due diligence activities that financial institutions and other regulated companies must perform to ascertain relevant information. LBO Leveraged Buyout. LC Letter of Credit. LIBOR London Interbank Offered Rate. LE Latest Estimate. LIF London International Financial Futures and Options Exchange. LIFO Last In, First Out. LLC Limited Liability Company. LME London Metal Exchange. Limited Company. LTV, Loan to Value. LU, Letters of Undertaking. MB's Mortgage-Backed Security. MFG. Manufacturing. Management. MIC, Market Identifier Code. MIFID, Markets in Financial Instruments Directive. MILE, Maximum Impact, Little Effort. MOM, Month-on-month/month-over-month. MOQ Minimum Order Quantity. MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. MPC Marginal Propensity to Consume. MRO Maintenance, Repair, and Operations. MRP, Maximum Retail Price. MSOD Monthly Statement of Select Operational Data. MSRP, Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price. MTD Month to Date. MWC Managerial Working Capital. MPR, Monthly Progress Report. NAV Net Asset Value. NCBO No Change of Beneficial Ownership. NCND Non-Circumvent and Non-Disclosure. NDA Non-Disclosure Agreement. NII, Net Interest Income. NIM Net Interest Margin. NOA Net Operating Assets. NOI Net Operating Income. NOPAT Net Operating Profit After Tax. NPA, Non-Performing Asset. NPL Non-Performing Loan. NPV Net Present Value. NTE, Not to Exceed. NYMEX, New York Mercantile Exchange. NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. OC Opportunity Cost. OCF Operating Cash Flow. OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. OEM, Original Equipment Manufacturer. OIBDA, Operating Income Before Depreciation and Amortization. OKR, Objectives and Key Results. OPEX, Operating Expenditure or Operational Expenditure. OTIF, On Time in Full. ODC, Over the Counter, Finance. OOO, Out of Office. P&AMP, L, Profit and Loss. P2B, Platform to Business. PA, Purchasing Agent or Personal Assistant. PA, Promotional Activity. PAT, Profit After Tax. PBT, Profit Before Tax. P/E, Price to Earnings Ratio. PE, Private Equity. PEG, Price to Earnings Growth Ratio. PHEK, Planherstellungskosten, Product Planning Cost. PFI, Private Finance Initiative. PI or PII, Professional Indemnity, Insurance Coverage. PIP, Percentage in Point. PMAC, Period Moving Average Cost. PO, Profit Objective or Purchase Order. POS, Point of Sale. PP&AMP, E, Property, Plant and Equipment. PPP, Public-Private Partnership. PPP, Purchasing Power Parity. PPT, PowerPoint Presentation. PR, Purchase Requisition. PTD, Project to Date. PWIN, Percent Win, a measure of performance of capture when bidding for contracts with a targeted customer base such as bidding for government contracts. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, quarters of the accounting year, calendar year, or fiscal year. QC, Quality Control or Quality Costs. QOQ, Quarter on Quarter. Q/Q, Quarter on Quarter. QTD, Quarter to Date. RACSI, Regulatory, Assurance of Supply, Quality, Service, Cost, Innovation, see RACSI. RBI, Reserve Bank of India. RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia. Retained Earnings. RFI, Request for Information. RFP, Request for Proposal. RFQ, Request for Quotation. RFX, Generic name for a request for information, proposal, or quotation. ROA, Return on Assets. ROC, Registration of Company. ROS, Return on Capital Employed. RO, Return on Equity. ROI, Return on Investment. ROIC, Return on Invested Capital. RONA, Return on Net Assets. ROS, Return on Sales. RR, Resource Rent. RSP, Retail Selling Price. RWA, Risk-Weighted Asset. R&AMPD, Research and Development. RC, Retail Company. ST, Sales, during time period T. S&AMP, M, Sales and AMP, Marketing. S&AMP, OP, Sales and Operations Planning. SaaS, Software as a Service. SBU, Strategic Business Unit. SBLC, Standby Letter of Credit. SCM, Supply Chain Management. SCBA, Social Cost Benefit Analysis. SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. SIDAL, Stock Exchange Daily Official List. SG&AMP, A, Sales, General and Administrative Expenses. SIOP, Sales Inventory and Operations Plan. SIR, Stores Issuance Requisition. SIV, Structured Investment Vehicle. SKU, Stock Keeping Unit. SLA, Service Level Agreement. SME, Small and Medium Enterprises. SOHO, Small Office/Home Office. SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. SO, Statement of Work. SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley. SROI, Social Return on Investment. STP, Situation Target Proposal or Situation Target Path. SUA, Startup Agreement. TB, Transaction Banking. TBC, To be completed. TBD, To be defined. TCO, Total Cost of Ownership. TCV, Total Contract Value. TOTW, time off for time worked. TQM, total quality management. TSR, total shareholder return. TTM, trailing 12 months. TS and AMP, CS, terms and conditions. USP, unique selling proposition. UPI, unified payment interface. VAD, value added distributor. VAR, value at risk. VAR, value added reseller. VAT, value added tax. VC, venture capital. VP, vice president. WACC, weighted average cost of capital. WC, working capital. WFH, work from home. WK, week. Work. WO, work order. WIGS, wildly important goals. WASP, weighted average selling price. WLL, with limited liability. W.R.T, with respect to. WTI, West Texas Intermediate. WVN, withdraw voucher note. WUT, withholding tax. WTO, World Trade Organization. WTD, week to date. WW, worldwide. YTD, year to date. YTG, year to go. YOY, year over year. YTC, yet to confirm. FYF, full year forecast. ZBB, zero-based budgeting. ZCYC, zero coupon yield curve. ZOPA, zone of possible agreement.